think I might have forgot something. What a dickhead. Schoolboy error. Wasted it here in a foot of water. Right, let's get pumping. What an absolute Egypt. Right, disaster averted just about. Luckily it was only in about a foot of water, so I don't think it could have taken on any more water than it was already in it. It had listed over to one side and was touching the bottom, so it couldn't fill. Might have been a real different story there. So if I'd have tied it up on a pontoon or something, it could have gone under. First time I've done it, hopefully it'll be the last. Just warming the engine up a bit. As you can see, it's a little bit cool. I'm just going to take it for a spin round and find somewhere to leave it for the evening. Tucked up for the night. See you at dawn. Good morning, boat fans, and welcome to the stunning Loch Etive. We're back. It's been a while. I think our last trip was April time, but yeah, fancied a go at the skate and one thing or another. We've got a few plans. The weather's changed slightly for what it was last week, so our plans may change a little bit. It was originally due to be quite a few of us coming up, but as is always the way, the stragglers have dropped out and it's just ended up being me and Lloyd. Lloyd's got a couple of days at work first, so I've come up to Etive on my own. Flew up yesterday. It took me 6.5 hours, pretty much dead on, from James's in Knutsford, which I thought was pretty decent towing about. I was pleased with that. Got a bang on high tide, which was my plan, so I put the boat in straight away, tied it up at the jetty, and we were ready to go this morning. It had just about bottomed out this morning as well, so if I'd have had another half an hour in bed, I might struggle to get it in. But yeah, as you can see, we are out. It is going to be a beautiful day. Hardly a breath of wind, just a bit of mist in the air over the low-lying hills over there. But yeah, absolutely stunning. So I'm going to put a bit of brekkie on. I'm actually launched from a different place, obviously halfway up the loch, or a third of the way up the loch, and I'm actually in the same spot where I had my brekkie last time I was here. It's just literally across the way from where I've launched. So yep, brekkie on, and then we'll do some fishing. First fish of the trip. Little porcod. Oh, it's an absolute belter of a morning up here at the top end of Loch Etive. As you can see, not a ripple on the water. It's absolutely beautiful. It's just coming up to 11 o'clock now on Armistice Day, so I'll be having my minute's silence shortly. What a place to observe a minute's silence. It will be absolutely quiet. Beautiful. Yep, minute silence, and then we'll drop some rods down for the Spurdogs. Right, let's see if there's any Spurdogs down there, or rays, or anything else. I'm happy with anything at the moment. Let's have a chuck. Okay, rods are in, anchors down. I've already lost one of my feathers. I just had a little drift before I put the anchor down. Didn't see any bites, but I brought it up and one of my feathers was moving. Sorry, was missing. So I must have lost that for Spurdog at some point. Didn't even feel a bite. Must have been sorting my other rod out and it snatched it off. So they're about. Like I say, anchor's down now, and I put a bit of bigger bait down. Sliver of mackerel. Let's see what comes along. £10 Spurdog is my target for the day. I'd like to catch some rays as well, but yeah, big Spurdog. There's fish on. In a little Spurdog. Maybe a dogfish. What have we got? Little Spurdog. First spur of the trip, little babby to start with. Hey, little babby, and he got me with his back spur, the little sod. They're so cool at this size though. You little sod though. I think that's his. That's mine. Little sod. Fish on. Yep, it was a Spurdog on the upper one and a whiting on the bottom. I don't know why, but I had this last time. Spurdogs definitely like the baited feathers more. Another one down. Just look at this scenery. Clouds just sitting on the top of that mountain there. I meant to have a look which ones they were, but I've not yet. And right down through the valley to the back of Glencoe. Absolutely spectacular. I know I keep saying it, but my God, what a place. Another Spurdog on the feathers. We can keep him on. Nope, he's jumped. Can't get one on the proper rod, but every drop down and get one on this. That second feather from bottom every single time. Ah. Right, tie up some Spurdog feathers, some little muppets. Just do a 3-hook rig with some little muppets on. They definitely seem to like the bling. The other rod, although I've had a couple of little spurs on it, the baited feathers just goes every time I drop it down. Right, let's see if the beefed up bling feathers do. Proper Spurdog feathers, these ones. Get him in. Don't know whether I mentioned it before, but it'll probably be in the title of the video anyway. But camping tonight on the shores of Loch Etive. Brought all my overnight gear. So, probably going to have to start thinking about heading in shortly. It's about 2 PM now. Had a ton of Spurdogs, only little ones. Been bitten off a few times on my baited feathers as well. I've got some heavier duty ones down now. But I don't think I've got long. 4 PM dark now. So I'm probably going to have to head into the shore shortly and have a look. Oh, those baited feathers are getting attacked already. Yeah, so I'm going to have to go in and start looking for a pitch. A little sib's just gone past, and the guy's didn't see where he went in, but he was heading over to where I fancy for this evening. So I'll get the binoculars out, just check where he's gone. Obviously not going to go anywhere near him. Don't want to crowd him at all. There's plenty of room for everybody on this loch. Certainly the upper reaches. I think I've seen 3 sibs all day. But yeah, certainly in the next hour, I'm going to have to think about pulling the anchor and going and finding a spot. I'm going to fish all day tomorrow. Oh, something on these Spurdog feathers. I'll come back to you. See if my beefed up feathers can do the trick. Looks like a better fish, this one. Biggest of the day, not massive, but that middle feather again. Certainly the biggest of the day so far, probably 4 to 5 pound. Not massive fish, but nice to catch all the same. Right, so as I was saying, yeah, probably got an hour tops, and then I'm gonna have to go and find a little spot. The little Spurdog feathers I got again. Literally, as soon as I drop them in, they're away. Baby. Just a tiddler. Spurdogs just one after another at the moment. Nothing massive, like £4 or £5 the biggest, but great fun. And what a beautiful place to be doing it in. It's actually a little bit earlier than I thought as well. It's only 1 o'clock, so we've got a little bit of time before we need to head off. Oh yeah. Come on the giant spurs. You need a 10-pounder on this rod. Non-stop action. Seems to be better ones on these bait feathers as well. Not massive, £4 plus. Ooh, that could be the biggest of the day, that one. Probably a similar size to the biggest one I've already had. Probably £5 that one I'll give it. Probably the biggest. Nice fish. It's a dogfish. You gotta catch one, ain't you? First doggy. New species though, I suppose. Double Spurdog. Tiny little one. A decent one. Little ones. The little ones are the ones that are going to get you. Just felt him stick the tip in then. Little swines, the behaviour ones. I'll do this in real time just so you can see how black it is with them down there. It's now a 2-hook rig, I lost one. Let's see how long it takes to get one. Fishing in 200 foot of water, so it takes a while to get to the bottom. But once it's there, there's hundreds of spurs waiting for it. Right, touchdown. Couple of lines just to get it off the bottom. Let's see how long it takes. You know it's not going to go now, don't you? What are you going to do? Sod ya. I think that's going to be it for the Spurdogs now. Literally one a chuck or two. As that one was, can't keep the rods in the water, straight down, bang every time. Been a great sport. Nothing big, £5 biggest, but virtually one a drop. So it's been a great day. And the sun is coming down, so it's time to haul this anchor and go and find us a nice spot to camp over there. I've just realised that I've forgotten my grill, so I can't cook my burgers on my open fire, which is annoying. They'll have to be done in the pan. Not to worry, worst things happen at sea. I've not filmed this because I'm still, I won't say perfected it, but learning the ropes, if you'll pardon the pun. I think I've got this crack now. So boat's out there at anchor. I've got one rope coming here to my sand anchor. That goes all the way to the boat, or all the way to the anchor. The anchor rope comes up and is attached to the bow. And then we've got another rope that goes all the way up here and it's tied into those trees. So that's the one that's basically set. Am I right? No. So this is the one that's set, the sand anchor, see what I mean? So this is the one that's set, the sand anchor, that stays where it is. Now if I want to pull it back in, this one here that's a bit slack, I can just pull that, yeah, and it will, I'll get myself all in a muddle now. Bear with, let me just have a think in my mind, I'll come back to you. Right, 2 ropes. This one to the trees, this one behind me to the sand anchor. The one to the trees is the one that I pull, that's attached to the bow. That'll bring the boat back in. However, I will need to undo this one to give a bit of slack because this rope will travel back towards the water. So obviously the boat can come back in this way. Obviously just got to be careful that this one doesn't disappear out into the sea. Although I suppose that wouldn't be the end of the world because I'm still, yeah, but I would lose my anchor there, wouldn't I? So I'd just pull it straight through, yes. So I've got to be careful. That's the one that's basically tied to the boat, so we can't lose that one. This one would mean that if that did come undone, I'd lose the anchor. So that runs through a ring on the anchor. It's a slightly different setup than if you were just anchoring off the boat. Right, that's obviously, it sounds like absolute nonsense, and I'm sure none of that has made sense, but it kind of makes sense in my mind, and that's what counts, I think. Back again. I've left a few bits on the boat. Keys are still in it. Batteries are still on. Sound is still turned on. And my boots are on it. Let's pull it in. At least we can try if all this system works. So we pull on this rope. Should be able to get it back. While watching this one doesn't pull back out into the loch. She's coming. I think that might not be long enough. I remembered last time that I put my triangle on the end of that rope just in case I did mess it up and pull it back out into the loch. That would mean that I don't lose my anchor. That was me knocking the whole contents of my tackle box over. Ugh, that's a job for the morning. Just can't get over how stunningly beautiful this place is. Okay. Absolutely unbelievable. Upper reaches of Loch Etive. Again, I don't know any of these mountains, but some pretty big ones, certainly up the top end there towards Glencoe. A boat safely at anchor, and the sun going to disappear shortly. Beautiful. Not really seen any midges yet. Maybe they've gone for the year now, but Got myself a few twigs, have a little fire, bit of dry grass that was hung up on the sticks here. Little sticks, medium, some big ones if we need them. It is a beautiful evening. Sun's just disappearing behind the mountains down there. Boat settled nicely. Tide's still coming up ever so slightly as well. So we're on probably 3:30 now, which puts us, I'm going to count it back down, but probably gives us 3 hours after high tomorrow, I imagine. 2 to 3 hours, I would imagine, after high to get us back out, which is absolutely fine. Dinner is served. Forgot my grill, so unfortunately I couldn't cook it on open fire. So I've gone for rice and cheeseburgers. That looks like a lot of food. What a view, eh? Yes, that was far too much food. The burgers would have done. Hardly touched the rice. Oh, the burgers were lovely though. Bit of cheese. Oh yes. Right, gonna get me sleeping kit on. I don't know if I'm gonna do this fire or not. Yeah. You've got to have a fire, haven't you? It's the law. If you're allowed to, you've got to have one. We'll get the fire on shortly. It's only about, got to be dark in half an hour. Get the fire on, have a read by the fire, early night. Up and at 'em in the morning. Footprints everywhere, eh? Where are you? Can't be able to hear them, to be honest. Thought they'd be roaring the balls off. Right, finished now. what these little prints are. Pine marten maybe. Leave no trace. You would not know that we've been had a little fire last night. Leave it as pristine as it was when you arrived. Get the boat in. It's quiet up here today. Not a breath of wind. Not a sound. Really low clouds over all the mountains around us. So I've not gone to the very end of the loch. You can't see anything. And that's the view down to where we've just come from. Absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. What a place. I was thinking to myself last night, sitting on the shore, buying this boat, one of the best things I've ever done. And I think, really, it's in the remit for a lot of people as well. Don't get me wrong, it's not cheap for a second, but I think it's affordable for a lot of people. I'm in a fortunate or not fortunate position. I've no kids, decent job, but before I bought it, I was warned away from it, basically saying, oh no, it'll cost you a fortune, you'll never use it, stick with the charters. I think for somebody in my position, it's absolutely fantastic, and especially if you like this sort of thing as well, a bit of wild camping. You can come to places that you'd never be able to get to, hiking, and bringing all the stuff as well. You can literally bring as much stuff as you want, so you're comfortable. Bring food and drinks if you're out with the lads, whatever. But yeah, I would recommend it. I'm probably not going to do a video about the ownership and costs and stuff like that. There's hundreds out there if you want to have a look. But yeah, I think if you're thinking of it, and people are warning you off it, I'd have a serious look at getting one, because it is literally one of the best things I've ever done. I mean, come on. Tons of stuff showing up on the sounder. There we go again. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's all Spurdogs or what. Looks like it's all Spurd. It must be chasing something though. It must be literally thousands of them down there. Double hit every time. Oh, there's one here. One here following him up, a little one. It's a misty old morning. It doesn't look like it's going to clear. It's approaching lunchtime now. It's still very thick. We've come all the way back down now to where are we now? Ards Point area. Just hopefully going to try and see if we can catch a bit of bait for tomorrow. Lloyd's up tonight, so we'll be out first thing on the hunt for the skate. So could just do with some fresh bait for tomorrow really. I have got some in the freezer, but we will, I think it's mainly joeys that I've got left, so I wanted to keep those for some piking, which we plan to do over the weekend. But yeah, so I've caught me fill of Spurdogs, so nice to catch some fresh mackies or some pollocks, something like that for the skate. That's the plan for this afternoon, but not really too bothered to be honest about the fishing today. Just going to chill out, have a float around. If I catch a few bait for tomorrow, happy days. It's a struggle. I cannot catch a fish. Just drifting over these little bits of rock, up and down, bumps and humps, but nothing. I'd baited feathers down. There's been patches of fish showing on the sounder, bump feathers through them, absolutely nada. And this fog is getting thicker by the minute. It's pretty chilly as well today. No wind chill, but I've literally got me hoodie, down jacket and waterproofs on, and I am not warm today. But the main thing for today is zero fish, or certainly since we've come down this end of the loch. Nothing. I think I'm going to call it a day shortly. I have caught sod all. It has been a proper struggle today, but I have enjoyed it. Caught tons of Spurdog up the top end of Etive this morning, but since I've been back down, nothing. Absolutely nothing. I've not really tried, if I'm honest. I've just enjoyed myself chipping about. Had my breakfast in a little bay this morning, about halfway back. Yeah, it's been sick to be fair. Really enjoyed it. Lodge just belled me, he's about 2 hours out, and high tide is in about 2.5 hours. So I'm going to get my boat back to the pier, get a little bit of a tidy going on, get the trailer ready, and as soon as high water comes, we'll get it loaded up and down to Oban. We are out after the skate tomorrow. Hopefully Lloyd and I can put a couple of big skate on the boat. Weather looks amazing tomorrow, so we're going to have reasonably calm seas all day, and then it changes. We were going to try and do like 2 days of the skate and then 2 days something else, but I think it's just going to be 1 day on the skate. So our current plan is, may well change, but we're going to have day of the skate tomorrow, full day, 12 hours out, and then we are going to get the boat back out straight away. The tides work well for us. It should be high tide at just before first light, and then high tide just after dark. So we'll be able to get the boat out without too much drama in Oban, and then we're going to shoot over to Loch Lomond, and Lloyd is going to teach me how to catch massive pike. That's the plan, so I might wrap it up here unless anything else happens. Yeah, I can't see anything else happening, to be honest. I've just got some baited feathers touching the bottom here, but yeah, it's been sod all so far. I can't see why it would change. Yep, so probably the end of this video. I'll probably do a separate one for the skate tomorrow, so fast forward to the next one. We'll see you there. Back at the pier now. Got about an hour and a half till high water, which is about where the end of the trailer is there. I probably could get it out now, but as I'm not in a rush and Lloyd's not going to be here till probably about the same time, I might as well just wait and have an easier run at it. Just a little bit slippy then when I was putting the van back up past the high water mark. Was spinning a little bit, so if I come away at a bit of an angle, shouldn't be too much of a problem. But yeah, I think just wait for the tide to come in and make life much easier. Right, that's a wrap. See you in Oban.